17 years of the UN, a victory of life and a new way forward. The UN reaching 70 years, with a final victory of its edification and action in the nations of the world to the international union. The organization became accredited and legitimized for the construction and administration of the unity and cultural sustainability of the Earth's people on the forces, powers, and conflicts of all races, religions, and nations on the planet. A task of giants. Unlike the League of Nations, the UN could not be defeated or frustrated by surrounding conflicts of forces, powers, and economies in the world, or by the forces and global economic and financial pressures that contain provisions contrary to assuming responsibility on ecological issues, such as the climate change or the global environmental health, atmospheric, feed, and social. However, to advance far beyond these conflicts and pressures, all indicate that the organizations should take over from this year 2050 an agenda of cultural organization, not economic, which the UN itself has defined as an action agenda focused on people and not in the economy. In the report submitted by Mr. Ben about the post-2050 development agenda of the United Nations, the specified direction for guarantee the human dignity is not really economic. Also, he used for the dialogue with industrial, cultural, and policy financial the economic proposal of end poverty. In the report, Ben records, overall, our work now is a sobering and inspiring challenge. We are on the threshold of the most important year of development since the founding of the United Nations itself. We must give meaning to the organization's promise to reaffirm faith in the dignity and the worth of the human person and to take the world forward to a sustainable future. This is the ideological and the strategic direction of the agenda. Transformation is our aim. We must transform our economy, our environment, and our societies. We must change all the mindset's behavior and destructive patterns. We must embrace the integrate essential elements of dignity, people, prosperity, planet, justice, and partnership. We must build cohesive societies in pursuit of international peace and stability. This is the direction of the action or the way to go. We must take the first determined step towards a sustainable future with dignity for all. Simply put, this generation is charged with the duty of transforming our societies. This is our duty, and it must be the legacy we strive to leave for our children, says the report. This is the work to which all are being called, irrespective of money, class, ability, age, gender, geography, ethnicity, or religion. Indeed, this agenda really calls for a partnership focused on people and their faith and identity, and not in the economy. Poor or rich, we are in the same boat, on the same territory, freedom and environment, and with the same problem, ensuring sustainability, peace, democracy, freedom, and governance of life. They eradicate the marginalization, violence, and fear on the planet. In San Francisco, in commemoration of the 70th anniversary of the adoption of the Charter of the United Nations, Ms. Ban noted that in September of this year, world leaders will discuss the adoption of this agenda. A large Earth's spiritual leader, as well recognized by all, Pope Francisco, pastor of the Church Roman Catholic and Apostolic, will also at the United Nations on the morning of September 25, and Mr. Ban said he was confident that his visit may inspire the international community to redouble their efforts to achieve human dignity for all. We know that the Pope can even more than that. It can mobilize other spiritual leaders of humanity to strengthen the United Nations and set the realization of the actions necessary to achieving this goal. However, for this, there are a concrete requirement for the UN. In fact, a requirement indicated in the report, albeit in a diffuse way or unspecified, to restructure the organization with the religious, philosophical, and scientific cultural traditions of the Earth for this specific action. The promotion, management, and implementation of a new global partnership of humankind toward achieving the dignity of every person on Earth and his sons until 2030. Setting up the Earth's cultural network drive with the social cultural forces of humanity, family, religion, community, science, and school within that framework goal. The central idea of the result of this action is also on the agenda. It is the idea of leaving the planet free of the social culture of crime and fear. The idea of leaving the earthly governments owners of healthy economies and with a cohesive cultural demographic of 7 billion people able to protect the life of the planet. And in the planet, an able demographic to reduce and eradicate the social culture of crime that has been invading communities, cities, states, and nations worldwide. The culture represented by crime, organized and unorganized, violence, fear, and global social unbalance. For this, it is essential the economic agenda of supply and actions of the planet against hunger, poverty, disease, violence, and crime. However, this agenda should be placed as a support for this action in the development summits from that year, and not as a basis for action. It is turned the prisons into schools and workshops, and the human being humanizing against crime. It is to do a new time where citizens of a new world, the children of the future, will tell histories of arrests, cells, high walls of a time gone by. Depends of these actions, the strengthening of the UN in the face of the economic of criminal forces opposed to the possibility the organization realize its mandate of reaffirm faith in the dignity and worth of the human person and lead the world forward to a future sustainable. In all cases, the United Nations was established and legitimized for this action by the Earth's people and nations, and it is the only organization with the necessary qualification for this task. Whether or not you achieve this end will depend, according to the point of view of the Deputy Secretary General John Elias, of to go the right way. For us, it is seen that this is the correct path. Happy birthday, United Nations. Thank you very much, Divino Roberto Verissimo.